Hello, everybody. Happy New Year, 2025.
2025.
Woo! Hope everyone had an amazing holiday season. How was your holidays?
Um, it could have been a little bit better. We had a rough little patch of illness, but we are back 100%. Now,
Yeah.
today is honestly my first day where I'm 100%. So it has been a rough couple weeks, but I feel very detoxed now that all the bodily fluids have come out. Sorry.
That's great. I'd love to know about that. Thank you so much. I'm Dr. Dan Neides, joined by
Dr. Jessica Hutchins. Hi, everybody.
doctors at Inspire Wellness. Great to be with you and great to kick off 2025. We are super excited about what we're doing for this year as far as the practice, and certainly we're going to talk a little bit about NAD because we've got people starting to do the infusions, and so that's piggybacking on the last time that we did Facebook Live in December. So 216-965-9303 is your phone number. Anything that we can do to help with functional medicine, medical cannabis, IVs, sauna, please let us know how we can support your effort to be the best version of you.
Yeah, and definitely remember the IVs because the whole world seems to be sick right now, and it really does help. Do you need it? Probably you don't need it. I mean, at least most people. But let's say you have a trip coming up or an important day at work or something like that, or you really want to get over it quickly just because you want to get over it quickly.
Right.
And I think it really does help facilitate the speed with which the symptoms go away. It just jumpstarts the immune system a little bit, and it doesn't take long, 30, 40, 50 minutes, maybe at the most.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Just
great.
consider that. You can even do sauna and immunity IV, at the same time. Even though it might sound gross to do a bunch of sweating when you're sick, it's actually a great way to get over things quicker, just to sweat out all the toxins. And, if people remember, sometimes, at least when you were a kid, maybe you get really sick and then you'd have one night where you'd sweat like crazy and the next day you'd be fine. Same kind of thing. It just speeds up the process of getting over the illness a little bit. So.
Excellent. Very good. So,
All right. So first, I want to say thank you to my mother because she's such an artist. You see these? These are
Beautiful.
brand new earrings. They're so cool. They're very labor intensive, and she let me pick a couple pairs from what she did. So I just want to say thank you, Mom, for the beautiful earrings. They match my sweater.
Yeah, they look great. Yes.
Thanks.
Very talented
Would you like
family.
I'm sure there's plenty to go around. And so we want to talk about the big depleters of NAD. So if you look back on all our other NAD videos, I'm sure we've touched upon this before, but the reason I want to talk about it today is just kind of a personal reason. So since it was supposed to start since we got back from our New York City trip, which never happened because I was sick. We were both sick. I wanted to not drink a drop of alcohol for the whole month of January. And to probably most regular people, that sounds like a bit of an alcoholic type statement. What's the big deal? It's just a month. But it is. It's kind of part of my routine. I have this nice organic sulfate free wine that in my head makes me think it's a lot better than just drinking, a margarita at a restaurant. And I love it. And I probably had, I would say I probably had a glass of wine at least 5 out of 7 nights a week. Some weeks, absolutely 7 nights, which I never thought was a big deal. I can't even remember the last time I was drunk. Probably college. It's really, maybe not that, but it's been a long time. So I don't drink a lot at once, but it was literally getting to be almost every time I cooked, I'd want to have a little glass of wine while I cooked, and then sometimes another half a glass of dinner. So anyway, I started to think about, why am I putting so much effort into my health and I'm still tired? I have this chronic fatigue. I have a lot of brain fog. My brain, it's even mathematical equations take a little bit more effort these days than maybe 10 years ago. And it's not my age, not 110. So I wouldn't think how old am I? 49, 48?
You'll be at 49.
I wouldn't think that that's the reason. And so, I really got into researching more and more about NAD, and every single list that you can find on the internet of things that deplete your NAD starts with alcohol. There are several other things on the list that we also have problems with. There's a lot of mold in the environment, and particularly I'm treating mold in my gut right now, and I know that's probably the biggest reason why I'm tired. But it doesn't go away overnight. So what do you do to help support people who have maybe identified the problems and the main reasons their NAD are depleted, but you still have to get them to feel great, even if you know that, and maybe it takes a few months or even a few years in some cases to really address the problem. Well, let's figure out the variables that you can control. Ding, ding, ding. So, I'm trying. So anyway, that's my goal, and I just want to throw that out there because if anyone else is struggling with fatigue, brain fog, despite doing the things, I mean, if you're eating Dunkin' Donuts for breakfast and eating Cheetos all day long, none of that, like, probably drink away. It's not going to matter. I shouldn't say that, but I really am trying to do all the things. I'm very low toxic. I'm kind of neurotic about all the products I bring into my house, about getting organic food. So why not be neurotic about other things I can control too, at least until I can get the mold in my body a little bit more under control.
Well, when we talk about it through the context of the microbiome, it always comes back to the microbiome, the most important part of the human body. 300 plus trillion organisms that run the show. So organ system activity, immune response, microbiome. The most lethal thing that we put into our body as it relates to the microbiome is alcohol. Second most lethal, we've talked about it before, is glyphosate, the active ingredient in Roundup.
We're good with that.
But there's so much Roundup in the air and in the rain. Like, we're not getting away from Roundup exposure even if we say we are 100% organic, because we can't control what's in the air, and it is in the air. But we can control number one, which is alcohol. And so we just make the choice not to put it into the body, and that is showing, to me, a much healthier respect for the microbiome in its effort to do its job. So I applaud you. I'm joining you. If this is going to be a great motivator, I think, it's called Dry January. I've heard people talk about it before. I think that I don't care what we have to name it. If there's a month where, the entire country can focus on abstaining from alcohol and see what impact that actually has on your health. And perhaps then that is the motivator to keep that momentum going, right? I don't know of anything positive that comes from putting alcohol into the body. I know cardiovascular medicine would say it's a blood thinner, so it might actually have some cardioprotective health. Horse shit on that. It's toxic. And it actually, I don't think I posted it to our Facebook page, but I sent the article to Jessica, which it was an online article. I don't remember which rag. I saw it in CNN or something. But the Surgeon General of the United States wants to put warning labels about cancer risk on alcohol, similar to warning labels on tobacco. And alcohol is a class 1 carcinogen. There is direct research proving that alcohol intake leads to specific types of cancers, like colon, prostate, breast cancer are the 3 that I can remember, but there's 7. So we know that it is a contributor to the cancer crisis that is going on in the United States. And we know that Roundup causes cancer. So when we're taking a step back going, wow, everyone has cancer, I wonder why. No, you don't need to wonder why. You're eating Roundup, and the majority of the adult population is consuming alcohol with some regularity. And so we are our own worst enemy in that regard. And so I applaud you for saying, I'm not going to do it for January, and then see what impact it has on your health. And then perhaps you'll continue to move forward with the reduction or elimination. But I'm talking to all my patients that come in for this month saying, please stop. Like, this is a great opportunity to abstain from alcohol, give your body a chance to reset, and then pay attention to the impact that change has had. And again, that for me is more of let's keep the momentum going. And I honestly say this without judgment, because people who are watching this go, wow, I've seen you have a Manhattan. I've seen you have a margarita. Were you some, teetotaler? That's a lie. And again, I admit that I do, tend to live life. And so from time to time, I'll have some alcohol. But, I really try to keep it to a minimum.
You're more of it at a restaurant, though.
Right.
I was drinking when I cooked.
So, but it's not, again, it's not, we're not highlighting one or another. I'm just saying for myself and what I want to see for the patients that I take care of, if we are going to optimize our outcome, then we have to pay particular attention to the toxicities that we either allow in or, that we're allowing in and then block that, or take an inventory of what's going on in your own environment and figure out how can you remove the toxic burden, whether it's filtering your air, filtering your water, eating organic. But again, adding a toxicity like alcohol to the system is not going to be favorable at all for health outcomes. So I think this is an amazing opportunity for everybody to participate in Dry January. So
And it really does seem like it depletes the NAD even more than just the regular old toxins around. I mean, I know we always talk about the bucket analogy and alcohol goes in the bucket, but I really do feel like in my heart that alcohol is like above and beyond just the same space filler in the bucket as every other toxin. I think it just has so many different properties of how it depletes the NAD that it really is a big deal.
Well, then you add the sugar, to it. There's sugar, so sugar is toxic and lethal, and I mean, it's just a recipe for problems. And we've talked about this in Facebook Lives years past, and I don't remember. The statistic is probably even worse now. And I think I was quoting this back in 2017, 18, 19. 1 in 8 deaths worldwide, 1 in 8 deaths, so that's 12.5% of all deaths worldwide are attributed to alcohol consumption. Not abuse, just consumption. And again, it's just having that honest conversation to say we have to stop poisoning our bodies and take ownership of what we're really putting into it.
And a couple other quick things I wanted to mention about things that you can control a little bit that deplete your NAD. So shift work, which maybe is a little less controllable, and people, staying up really, really late, sleeping in really, really late in the morning, so your circadian rhythm's off, that tends to deplete NAD more. And then every time you eat, there's such a toxin dump from your gut, from most people's guts anyway, that intermittent fasting really, and just not overeating in general and limiting calories, which I never really thought about calories in this way before, but it just anytime you eat, if you have a toxic gut, which honestly most of us do, it really does dump so much toxicity, and that it's been shown, there's a lot of studies out there showing how intermittent fasting can help your mitochondria and help, I guess, revive the NAD depletion going on. And so the whole idea is, if you guys are interested in NAD and you make the commitment, both the financial and the time commitment, because it's a big deal on both ends, to do this treatment, especially while it's on sale, really make the most of it, and really, don't go binge drink the next night and completely deplete your NAD. I mean, see how long you can keep the wave going of feeling great.
Yeah, and so just to remind you, for January, February, March, for every 500 milligrams of NAD that you get here at Inspire Wellness, we enter your name into a drawing. And at the beginning of April, one person that we draw will get 500 milligram IV bags of NAD that they can use for themselves, or they could donate to one other person, so that you're not splitting it with 5 people. But also remember, for the 3 months, January, February, March, most of our patients are doing 500 milligram IVs in a row. So they do Monday through Friday. So when you buy that package, you're only paying for 4. So we're doing the 5th day free for you as a way to get people in and participating in NAD. By the way, I just have to crack up because I've been around you too long. When you said shift work, I went right to shifting to a higher vibration. So is that hilarious? I'm like, oh, you're working on becoming high vibe. Shift work, great. Been around
funny.
you too long. That just cracked me up.
That's funny.
Adorable.
Right.
Anything
All right.
else? Because we're right up against it.
Yeah, so there's 10% off right now on all our supplements. So
Not just now. From now on, if you buy supplements in-house,
That's the plan.
10% off.
And also the other
wanna
stuff,
say thank
the
you to-
candles and the jewelry, the crystal earrings that my daughter made, and the shungite and black tourmaline and hematite crystals for EMF protection too. We're
So
just going to have
if-
a standing, for now, 10%.
If you normally order online and you want a 10% discount, obviously there's no shipping if you come in and get it. Come in to our office and pick them up. And our pricing is now 10% lower than full scripts for people who
Yeah,
order
it's just
on,
regular retail pricing.
Yeah,
with
so if you
10%
order
off
on
it.
full scripts, this will now be 10% off. So if you want to come in and visit us, come in and you can save an extra 10%.
Well, one other thing about the NAD and alcohol, I mean, I guess the big picture is that NAD IV therapy is used to get people off of alcohol. So it's not at all, has nothing to do with me, you know, why I was using it. But if you really think you have a physical dependence and you know, or even I guess an emotional or mental dependence, doing the NAD actually it raises your neurotransmitters and decreases any kind of physical and mental or emotional withdrawal you have from stopping. If you drink that much that you're worried about, that's a
Right.
reason. So
Yeah,
I
if
kind of
you
forgot
need-
about that.
right.
That's
That's
actually
great.
an alcoholism
Yeah.
treatment.
If you need help with that, please please talk to us first and let us know what's going on so that we can really direct you and making sure you're doing the
And it
right.
might be a few more days and a higher dose if you really truly are gonna.
That's what I mean. So we need to talk about
Yeah.
that. Awesome. Excellent. Well, that was a great summary, and we appreciate you spending a little bit of time sharing your journey. 216-965-9303 is our phone number. If we can help with NAD, other IVs, appointments, medical cards for cannabis, please feel free to reach out to
Or
us.
therapy on how to do some shift work.
You want to shift to a high vibration, this
Come
is
on in.
right here. She'll help you get there.
Even better with no alcohol around.
Happy, healthy New Year 2025. We'll be back next week because it's our anniversary. We will be finishing year 7, starting year 8 next week. So we will be back next week, if for no other reason, just to celebrate our anniversary. So yeah, it's hard to believe, starting our 8th year. So thank you to all of you, honestly.
Yeah, thank
You
you.
make our dream come true every day by supporting us here at Inspire Wellness. So much love and much gratitude, believe me, is sent out to the universe to all of you. So thank you for making this a reality. Remember, it's your time to thrive.
Let us inspire you.
Love you guys. We'll see you next week. Happy, healthy New Year. Take good
Bye.
care.